Hello guys, how's it going? Welcome to another reading. This is a timeless reading, so whenever it finds you, it's for a reason. Today's reading, I'm going to focus the energy of Mercury in Taurus. Today I'm doing 7 questions spread, so buckle up. This spread is called Speak What Lasts. Mercury is about communication, and Taurus is like about foundation, about being grounded, so like a more grounded communication. So what thought or belief is becoming more solid in you? We got 6 of Wands, at the top we have 8 of Coins, and at the bottom the Tower. So for what belief or like thought is becoming more solid in you right now? I feel like with the 6 of Wands, it is about being seen. Okay, I feel like you're probably like more comfortable about being seen by other people, or even like if it is related to communication, I feel like you're more comfortable about talking to other people and actually letting people see who you actually are through your communication. It's quite interesting. For some people here, I'm also picking up this energy about like being successful. You're probably like understanding that you are already successful. You already have so many things in your life that you never thought you would have. And that's quite an interesting message for someone. But for someone that is more like work related, I feel like you're truly giving yourself the opportunity to actually like start a business, like start a project, because you truly sees and believes that you can actually be successful. There's like this feeling deep down that you just believe it so much in that feeling that that there's definitely like becoming a belief at this point. And then we have the 8 of Coins, that is like a card about like working hard, like getting things done. And I feel like you're understanding that it's not like you need. So we also like there's always like this mindset that you need to work a lot so you can have a lot, right? I do feel here that you are someone who it doesn't feel that you're like workaholic. I am picking up this energy like sometimes you do like you definitely like work a little bit over than you should, but I do feel like at other points like you still are really good at taking breaks, or like, okay, next day I'm going to do a little bit less because you did more in the day before, that kind of stuff. I feel like you're still like working. I feel like you're working on things constantly, but at the same time, being like true to yourself. And the Tower here, that's quite interesting energy, right? The Tower, I feel like you're really like breaking old foundations here, like with all the work you've been doing. And I don't think you're scared anymore of that. I feel like there's this energy here that is almost like you're doing it intentionally. You're actually like doing things in a way that you know that they cannot be the same anymore if you want to get to this, like where you want to get, like you understand that, and you're not scared of like having to perhaps say the things you need to say or do the things you need to do to actually get there. And I feel like you're understanding, but I do feel like now there's this belief. It's a strong belief. There's no fear over that. There's just like the belief that you can do it. Where do you need more patience in communication? We have Queen of Swords, which is interesting, right? Because the swords is also like about communication and mindset. We have Nine of Swords, and we have Page of Wands. At the top, we have a Knight of Swords. It's really interesting, like, because we're talking about communication, then we got a lot of swords. At the bottom, King of Swords. Okay, so what do you need more patience in communication? First here with the Queen of Swords, I feel like you need to be in energy that with your communication, that I feel like that's a little bit what I was picking up before, that you need to be in this energy where you understand that you're going to say things that people will not like. You're going to say things that is not really going to be the most accepted for most people. But you need to understand that's part of the journey. That's part of like where you want to be. So, and also like cutting off people, I do believe in not cutting off people like permanently. Okay. But sometimes some people like at some point in your life, they're not really like meant to be there. They're not really like helping you in anything. So there's definitely like this energy here with the Knight of Swords. So I was picking up a little bit with the Knight of Swords that you are leaving actually a period of time where you're reeling your head, you're reeling um what I was saying, that you're living like a period of life that you actually was really in your head. There's definitely like something here that you were in your head a lot about it recently, and I feel like you're kind of like letting that go, and that's really important for you here. And also like that helps with your communication when your thoughts are not that polluted. You're able to communicate better. So I think that's just definitely like good. I always recommend meditation. But like you do you, even like if you want to just like take some time alone to just be quiet and do nothing, that's always a good thing because it's when you can see what kind of thoughts you're having. And that's what I'm kind of picking up here. You should like be more aware of the thoughts that you're having so you can actually like handle them, like having more to understand which thoughts you're going to nurture and which thoughts you should not be nurturing right now. With the Page of Wands here, what it does is a really interesting energy with these two cards because with the Page of Wands, there's this energy that you want to really like take inspired action, right? You want to do things in a way. I do feel like perhaps you're still a little bit insecure about taking the full action, but I feel like there's definitely like this desire of doing it. I'm also like picking up here of like I think like perhaps in the past you were kind of avoiding to truly like look at this thoughts pattern that you had or the communication pattern that you had, and I feel like now you want to fully look at it, but at the same time you want to truly like do it. Like okay, I'm doing this, so I'm going to deep dive kind of thing. With the Knight of Swords at the top, it's interesting because we got the page here, right? We got a knight and we got the queen and the king. So the page is not the swords, but we have like the four courthouse, like four court people here. What is interesting because it kind of shows me that it's like there's evolution. Okay. So with the Knights of Swords at the top, there's this energy that perhaps you want to rush a little bit. Okay, so again, I feel like it is time for you to be more patient on like your thoughts, on how you are organizing your thoughts and how to actually like the thoughts are actually balancing out with your actions. Do not, I don't think it is time to rush right now. I think like the time, like with the King of Swords at the bottom, I feel like it is time for you to truly like master your mind. I feel like this is the time. You're like, I feel like you're almost there. I feel like you're in the part where you actually understand how things work, how your mind works, and you're like truly like working on that, like taking actions to actually be able to do something with your thoughts. And of course that will affect your communication. Like I said, when you have clear thoughts, you have a more clear communication. But again, I feel here also that it is the time for you to truly like master your mind in that matter. I feel like it's going to help in your communication as well. So like do not just say things when it comes to your mind, like take some time to truly understand where those thoughts are coming from. What truth deserves clear expression? We have the Fool. And wow, and the Magician. Okay. Um, at the top, we have, wow. At the top, we have Five of Cups. Oh, no, I'm not gonna put this. And at the bottom, we have the moon. Is this one from Hercules? I want to read this card for you. So let me talk about this energy here first. What truth deserves clear expression? I feel like right now, perhaps you're someone who's been taking like risks with how you express yourself, and to be quite honest, like I'm picking up this energy that this is quite good for you. Perhaps you were someone who had like a hard time saying your truth, being authentic in your communication. And I feel like here is like you're truly like mastering how to communicate. I feel like when you have a lot in your head, probably like it's harder to have a clear communication. So again, that's why I think it's so much important for you to meditate, to clear your mind, to make sure your mind is clear so your communication will be clear as well. But I do feel here that you are using your tools. You are actually like doing magic. That's what I heard. Like you're truly like getting something that perhaps you understand that you have to improve, and truly like working on it. You're just not sitting on it. You're truly like sitting on it and working on it at the same time. You're taking the risk. You're like, going for it. You have no idea what's going on, but at the same time, you're still like using all the tools that you have right now, especially like with the Fool and Magician. Like it's the 0 and number 1 together. This is insane. So I feel like there's definitely like this energy of truly, yeah, I feel like this is a new step for you. This is a new phase for you. For some of you, I'm picking up that you may have just changed timelines. If you've been noticed different things recently, like around like really like physical different stuff. For example, I'll give you an example. For example, you drive somewhere and you always drive like I don't know, there's a street that you always drive, like you know the street like fucking well, and then you start driving there and that street feels different, or like there's something kind of missing, or there's something like really different, like I don't know, maybe even if like there's a tree that is not there, it is like a sign that you may have changed timelines. So pay attention to that as well. Like sometimes when you change timelines, your drive this like same streets that you used to, and it feels weird, it feels off, it feels like, oh wow, it almost feels like you've never have driven those roads before, because technically you haven't. You were driving in a different timeline. So pay attention to that, okay? Because I feel like for some of you, you definitely like jumped timelines. 5 of Cups here. I feel like you're dealing better with regrets. You're dealing better with not being like truly like fulfilled all the time. I feel that perhaps in the past you maybe had trouble with that, and I feel like now you understand that like the communication things around you, they are what they are, right? The only thing you have control over yourself, over your actions, over your thoughts, your communication. And I feel like right now you're getting more into acceptance of that. You're actually understanding that there's always going to have some frustration with those things, but that is definitely like something that you can actually, that you can handle it, you can deal with it. With the moon here, again, there's this energy of like having no fucking idea what's going on, but it's still doing it. Like, it's still, I heard, it's still having fun with that. So I feel here that you're putting yourself more out there about your truth, and you are understanding that that can be, that it has like the two sides of the coin, right? Of course, sometimes it may work how you would expect it to work, but sometimes it won't, right? I'm guessing like a lot of times it won't. So I feel like but I feel like you're understanding that, and you're accepting that is okay. And I just feel like it is something new that you're doing. It is like a new timeline, a new phase of your life, so you're still kind of getting used to it. There's like that excitement, but then there's also like the part of you that is kind of grieving the old life, right? Like the old ways. But I feel like the excitement here is like way bigger, to be quite honest. I want to read about this card, the moon. For some reason, I feel called to, so maybe there's something here for you. Isma serves as a long-standing advisor to Emperor Cusco, but when she is unceremoniously ousted from her position, she schemes to take his place as ruler of the kingdom. The moon represents hidden agendas, betrayal, and secrets, and it warns that there's more going on than meets the eye. Emperor Cusco is too self-absorbed to notice Isma's obvious attempts to steal his throne. When the Moon Tarot cards is drawn, it's a wake-up call advising you to pay attention. Don't take things at face value now. Investigate contracts, deals, transactions, and opportunities carefully. Use your intuition, and if any hunches or gut feelings arise, trust them. Yeah, guys, I'm picking up a lot of this energy that things are different now. Again, if you've been noticing like different things around you, like it's truly like physically, that can be one of the signs of jumping timelines, okay? And that's kind of the feeling that I was picking up, like when I told you like sometimes you're gonna drive somewhere and it's going to feel off because you've never actually like have driven like that before, technically speaking, that timeline. So, and again, there's also like things that you cannot see yet, but I feel like you're accepting that. I feel like you're understand that as long as you walk in your path, the path will keep like, opening for you. Where are you resisting necessary change? Six of Coins. Wow. And the Five of Coins reversed. So where are you resisting necessary change? If the Six of Coins, it's interesting that we got for this question. But there's definitely like something in your life that wants more balance, and perhaps you're still like doing things from your like old self, and things are kind of tricky to truly like come into balance. you're like resisting like things to actually come to balance. That's new. And the Five of Coins in reverse, I feel like you're, again, there's like this feeling that you're still like too much lingered into your old self beliefs or habits. Maybe not the belief itself, but the habits. Like, I feel like almost your body, your mind is, it feels like it's working away, but your body is like is still doing things from the old life. So I feel like it is time for you to kind of balance your body and mind so they can actually like they actually can work together, you know. Yeah, interesting, because at the top we have 8 of Swords, and at the bottom 3 of Coins. So yeah, there's definitely like this energy that somehow you feel that you're leaving some old things, like old habits and that kind of stuff, but I don't think is fully like integrated, like your mind and body. So I think there's still like something that is like trapping yourself towards that, you know. There's definitely like your mind and body not really truly like working together. And with the three of coins, that's the energy I'm picking up here, that you should be working on that to balance so then can work together. Practical step that supports a long-term stability. Okay, we got true love. At the top, 5 of Cups. Again. And at the bottom, Judgment. So practical step that supports long-term stability. I feel like here with the true love, it is like choosing things that you truly love, truly like enjoy, you know. But again, I feel like it not again, but I feel like there's this energy of like truly choosing it. So, you know, if you're truly like think that this thing in the specific is going to bring you stability, you need to choose it and go for it, you know. There's like this really strong message here that don't keep like wish-washing, okay? Don't keep like overthinking if it's gonna work or not. You just need to go for it. The 5 of Cups at the top, there's again this energy of like perhaps you're a little bit insecure about truly like choosing something and going for it, because you have like this energy that you don't know if you're gonna regret it. And at the bottom we have Judgment, that is like a wake-up call. I feel like if you keep resisting it, if you keep, you know, not doing like what you're meant to, um, things will keep happening in your life, so you can actually, you know, get to the right path and actually do the thing that is going to be good for you. So again, I feel like there's a lot here about choosing, like choosing from your heart, choosing from your mind, choosing from your body, and so, you know, like truly like choosing all the ways, and that's quite important here because I feel like that's the type of balance that you need to have in your mind. I feel like you already are balanced um individually when we talk about those things, but there I don't think they're working all together yet. And I think like you need to truly choose that, like fully commit to it. How can you communicate with more confidence and calm? Okay, here we have Eight of Coins, the Hermit, at the top, Six of Swords, and at the bottom, the Tower. Okay, so again, I feel like this one, it actually came when we were talking about communication. So here I feel like you still need to, you really need to like keep working on your communication. I feel like you already kind of know where, like what types of communication that you need to work on, like what kind of interactions to other people that you need to like work on, or like perhaps with like a specific person you have like this way of talking. So I feel like it is about like keep working, and that to truly like embrace it, like to truly acknowledge, keep acknowledging where you need to like improve, so need to keep working on it. And then we got the Hermit here, that is already like introspective energy, right? And again, I'm picking up a lot this energy of like you need to meditate, you need to like clear your mind so your communication can also be clear. Six of Swords, I'm hearing here that it's time to walk away from old ways. Okay, it is time, it's okay. I feel like part of you is still holding on to something from the past, and it is time to let go. It is time to walk to something more, like to something calmer. And I do feel like with all this work that you've acknowledging that you need to improve, that's what you're doing. You're truly like walking towards something calmer. And the Tower again here, like there's this energy that I feel like, to be quite honest, I think you're accepting that there is going to have change. There is going to like breaking there's foundations breaking here. So I feel here that you understand that deep down. And I do feel like you're okay with that. You're like truly like okay with that. And I think that's your kind of superpower right now. That you're okay with change. You're okay that like you understand that things they will change, like so you can have the life that you want and be able to communicate in a way, like in a better way. Message from higher self about trust and timing. Okay, the Hierophant. It was reversed though. of Cups. This kind of was like sided, right? Five of Swords and the Devil. Um, with the Hierophant, it is like a really interesting energy to get reversed, but there's definitely like something here that you think it's really traditional. It could be cultural or like family wise that you think is traditional. And I feel like it's okay if it's not. It's okay if it doesn't look traditional. It's okay if it's not something that it looks like you know. Okay. There's definitely like something about this, like something that something I know, like that is something cultural or like something that is from your family, like a tradition from your family or country. I don't know, and maybe you are stepping into a phase where those traditions, those cultures, they need to be you need to be more acceptable to new cultures, so to new traditions, it's okay to kind of mix it up a little bit. That's what I'm hearing. With the Nine of Cups, it is important for you to keep on your high value. Remember your worth and keep going for the things you truly believe that you want. I feel like here it is I feel like here is going to like some manifestations may come into your reality, but you're gonna notice that they're not what you really wanted. And again, that's going to be kind of a confirmation that you actually walk in the right path because you're not there yet, but it is coming because some manifestations will show up for you that like were manifestations like from like 2 years ago, 3 years ago. They're maybe showing up now, but then you're gonna notice, oh yeah, this is like what I wanted like 2 years ago, but right now it doesn't really make sense, and it's okay. And as long as like you understand that once you have asked for that and like right now it's not really aligned to who you are and to the wishes you want to become true. With the Five of Swords and the Devil, there's like this energy that don't let like you and other people dictate what is right, when is right. I feel like here I'm picking up this energy of like don't. So there's really like they're really correlated with the traditional thing that we were talking that it doesn't mean like because people get married at a certain age or have kids at a certain age or retire at a certain age that like that you have to follow the same steps. I feel like here you need to break I feel like you're already being breaking that barrier of like culture or tradition and stuff. Like I feel like you're being more open to it, but I still feel like your energy is lingering towards the old ways, old traditions, old cultures. So I feel like here is more like a warning for you to kind of keep in mind that you can still like self-sabotage sometimes about that, and you should be more aware of that so it doesn't really happen. um at the top we have Eight of Cups, and at the bottom Four of Wands. So there's definitely like this energy of like going towards something you truly want so you can build the foundation that you really want, you know. Okay. So now guys, I'm going to give you 3 reflection questions. So you can think about it, like see it, you can journal or you can meditate about these questions, like whatever you prefer. I think like this could be something good for you to do after this reading, after we talked, all this that we talked. So number 1 is, what thought pattern creates instability in your life? Number 2, where do you need flexibility? And number 3, what conversation would future you be proud of? Well, guys, this is the reading for today, and I see you in the next one. Bye bye.